So Mintpad, our background in the space has really been highly in NFTs in the last 3 years or so. We started DogePound, which was on Ethereum itself. It was really highly successful collection, and then have helped many over the years. Not Mintpad alone, but I think our team alone has helped about $1 billion in sales for NFTs in the last 3 years. On Mintpad, the self-service tool that I'm going to show you today, we've launched about 80 to 90,000 NFT collections. So once you sign into Mintpad right now, it's just a MetaMask login in order to use the tool. These are the contracts that we support at the moment. We support ERC 721s, which a lot of people are using for NFT drops, ERC 1155s, which a lot of people are also using for NFTs and tickets. And, a lot of people on the call might be creative in ways they can use it. And then we have an 1155 that's a burn edition as well. So today I'll just show you guys a quick way how we can create 1155 using Mintpad. The steps for making a 721 versus 1155 are really similar on the platform. I would say the only thing that's a little bit unique with the 721s, at least for a lot of the consumers that are using it on Mintpad, is they sometimes are using this NFT generator, which I can show you really quickly. Coming in here, for example, and so I'm uploading a folder right now that had a bunch of artwork in it and layers. So it had the background images, the clothes, the eyes, the fur, the hair, and then these were all pre-named in the folder. So this is just uploading directly into the tool. So some people are also coming into Mintpad and using this feature to generate generative artwork, I guess you could say, like a lot of these PFP collections that you see on the market. So it mixes all of your artwork based on your layers and your PNGs or JPEGs that you already have in your folder. And then it also creates all the metadata as well. So I can show you we're not going to do this today. We're not going to make a 721, but I'll just show you as a really quick example. You would have to make sure you have the layers right. So I might get this wrong, but let's just say you want to generate 100 NFTs on the spot using the generator. You could do that. And that's going to generate it. It's only going to take a second here. And then you can download it. And then you can see it makes all the PNGs, and then it also makes all of your metadata that in the JSON files that would go with those images as well for NFTs. But going back, if we want to make an ERC 1155 contract, a lot of people are using that for, like, let's say you're a traditional artist and you want to just upload one piece of artwork on chain to Conflux eSpace, or maybe you want to do a digital ticket, or you want to do some sort of batch creation. Right now we're supporting only EVM based chains, but you can come on here, obviously select Conflux eSpace. It's going to ask you to switch to that network natively in your MetaMask. And then the first step here is just going through some basic steps. We're going to make a symbol. Let's call it mint. And then let's just call this Conflux dev call mint. This is pulling in my wallet address. Natively, you could also switch all these after the fact. So if you want your sales to go to a different place or your royalties, you can also switch these here. A lot of it's pretty self-explanatory, especially for the community here, which is more developer-centric. This is creating your royalties, what percentage you want. And then this is going to deploy the first contract. Confirming in a MetaMask right now. So this first contract, it looks like it costs 5 cents. All of it's natively right now. So like this would be natively in the Conflux eSpace token. So if you're on Ethereum as well, it'd be Ethereum. If you're on Polygon, it'd be Polygon. It all operates natively on whatever tokens the chain is using. We went ahead and made a little kind of fun. Since we started DogePound, we went ahead and dressed up a little DogePound in a Conflux hoodie here with a little fun Conflux background, just for the sake of the demo. But on this step, again, it's pretty self-explanatory. To make 1155s, it's super simple on here. Now we're just going to name it. So maybe we just call it Conflux Dev Doge. I'm just going to name it the same, Conflux Dev Doge. And again, we already uploaded the actual PNG here. You could upload video files, GIFs, that sort of stuff as well. And then this is going to trigger another transaction. So I'm confirming that again. And then we're just waiting for that to go through. takes a second here. These are all lazy mints as well. For the more technical people in here, this is just a lazy mint that we're deploying. Okay, now that went through. You could add more. These are 1155s, so you could stack these inside of the one contract. So if you wanted to add Upwork, you could. I did go ahead and pull this up as well. This is kind of for people that aren't, I guess, more so in the NFT side of things. If you're not familiar with how kind of like 1155s are showing up as NFTs, this would be an example of it. So we could, like this Conflux Doge, for example, we could, if we wanted to, we could stack, 25,000 of them, 4,000. This is just an example of how like 1155 shows up on a lot of marketplaces. After that, if we go back, you're done with this page. Again, it's kind of meant as well to be a self-service tool. It's walking you through. Again, if you had more NFTs within one contract here, you could select it and edit these separately. This last step, it just shows you, but we're just going to add some parameters around who can mint this. You could change all this if you wanted to have like a private whitelist and 10 people mint it today at 130, or if you wanted to make the mint price different for different groups of people, you could add in all these different phases. For the sake of the demo, I'm just going to leave it all 0, which basically means that it could be unlimited NFTs. The price will be 0. You can claim as many as you want per wallet, and we'll just leave this called phase 1. You could also upload an Excel sheet into here if you had made your own whitelist. That also could be uploaded directly into the tool if you have a group or different groups of people that you want to offer the NFT to first. And then this is the last transaction that's going to trigger, assuming that you don't want to change anything after this. And just confirmed it on my MetaMask. This tool is really servicing a lot of still, I would say, crypto native consumers, people that are maybe already in the space, that have a wallet. They understand maybe to a certain extent what contracts are, but they don't know how to do them. Over time, we want this tool to also be useful for someone that maybe knows nothing about Web3. They don't have a wallet. They don't know how to do any of these things. Ideally, in the future, they could come to Mintpad with maybe just an email address or a phone number or some way to sign up. And they can get on here and they can easily launch something, some sort of creation, whether that's an NFT or they want to put an image on chain. Ideally, they can do that really, really easily with Mintpad and Conflux. So the last little section that we have here is just if you want to make a landing page for your actual minting session. So you can come in here, go to the page editor. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can add a logo here. So maybe we throw in a picture of that dog again. You can change the colors. You can change the colors of the buttons. You can add some call to actions here. So if you wanted to add a link to your Twitter account, for example, you could do that here. You could add several buttons. You can add a description, which is actually in the previous page. This is all dummy data, but it will show up with the actual data that we just put into the contract here once we go to the live page. You could add in a background, and that's about it. So it's kind of just a little customizable landing page that somebody could have if they really didn't have their own website or they didn't want to have to deal with any of that. You can do it all internally on the tool as well. And then if I go back one more time to the collection page, then this is actually a live minting page now based on all the parameters that we just put together. So you'll see it'll pull in, a picture of the NFT. In this case, maybe the logo would be different, but we just pulled in the same thing. We could have had a background up here, a cover. Again, I just linked out to Twitter. It shows the contract address. If anyone wanted to go in here, look at the contract address and what sort of contracts we just deployed, you could do that here. And then, ultimately in the end, right, we could mint this NFT. Mintpad is, it's 100% free for anybody to use. There's no upsells, there's no premium features. We'd love to keep it that way as long as possible and hopefully forever. The way that we make money is more on the consumer end. So if a creator makes an NFT like we did today, the consumer would get charged a transaction fee. Right now, it's not dynamic pricing. I think in the future it probably will be, but right now it's $1 per transaction that you do on Mintpad. So we make money when consumers mint things. I think in the future, like if you're trying to sell an NFT for free, we probably want to make that price a little bit more dynamic. You could also mint, since it is per transaction, you could mint, say, 1,000 NFTs for $1, or if you mint one, it's still going to be $1. So that's how the platform currently makes revenue. And now I'm just minting one right now. Again, it's triggering the transaction in my MetaMask. Yeah, I've successfully minted this. And then you'll be able to also see again in the contract that we just minted one a second ago. And that's about it. There are some commercial clients that we also do have an embed feature. So maybe you already had your own website. Maybe you just want to come to Mintpad and make all your contracts behind the scenes. Then you could embed this frame, a live minting frame, into your website and put that on there. So maybe you had a website that already looked a little bit more professional, or you want something a little more customizable. Then we do have some clients that like to do that. Just take this and then people can mint directly on their website via Mintpad. I encourage you guys to go around. I mean, the fun thing too, if you do things on testnet, it's 100% free. So you could go on there. If you just wanted to practice, making NFTs or making something else creative, maybe you want to make a ticket or some sort of like POAP like NFT on here, you could go on to the test nets and you can do everything 100% free. So I always encourage people to start with that. I do know that this is more of a developer centric space. So I think you guys are probably a little bit more familiar with some of these things, but it's always a fun way to kind of get your hands dirty on Mintpad. And obviously to get started too, it's just mintpad.co, mintpad.co is how you'd start. Yeah, and if anyone uses the platform after the fact and they have questions, I think we have support directly on our website, or really anywhere. We'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Discord, or website, Twitter. We'll help all you guys.